1, 2.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of Not a Problem podcast. I am your host, Jake.
And I am your second host, Nick.
He's the other first host.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's no second host, no such thing.
Okay, well.
We're all created equal.
Just host v. host.
Mm-hmm. Our first episode that we tried filming and recording was at a different location, and it went well, but we figured this would be a nice ambient setting because it's beautiful and it's relaxing.
It is. It's my balcony, my girlfriend and I's balcony. And we did have a sunset earlier that was gorgeous. It ended up being nice, but due to, limitations with cameras and my lack of knowledge, even though it's my job, we kind of just waited till nighttime and we're doing it this way. So,
but I like it.
I still think it looks good.
I like it.
Yeah.
It gets me in the mood to just chill.
Yeah, and if you hear some cars or some kids or anything like that, just know I'm next to an interstate.
Yeah.
And it's an apartment complex, so you can't really pick your neighbors, but we're doing it.
There's also a hospital right there. The hospital is massive. It's huge.
There is indeed a hospital across, not even the main street, just the street that this apartment complex is on. So yeah, you might hear a helicopter. I did come out here the other night. No, not even joking, dude. Came out here at 1, 2 in the morning. Helicopter 100 feet above our building.
Yeah.
Slowly coming in to land on the roof of the hospital. Shit was insane.
Now, who was inside?
I think it was Ronald Reagan's third grandson.
Third
grandson. He was in it, dude. He had a heart attack.
Nothing worse than being the third grandson.
Nobody knows his name. It's his third grandson.
It is the third grandson. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the third week of March. Speaking of third grandson, and time is flying by. We're basically done with this month. It's the 20th of March.
Crazy, man.
Good God.
Fucking crazy.
It's just flying,
2021, by the way, not 2020, because, March 2020 was the longest month in recorded history.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted about 14 months, 15 months. We're still basically in March 2020. But
it never ended.
Nope.
Actually, last year, at the end of February, when we went to World of Beer, I got so sick, dude. I got so sick from either West Nile or early COVID-18,
Yeah,
I guess they called it.
Yeah, back in the day.
It was the worst. My eyeballs throbbed, and I couldn't even look at light.
You said that was after World of Beer in February,
After World of
right?
Beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a few people got sick from that trip.
4 of us.
4 of you guys.
4 of us.
Yeah, no, I felt fine. I forgot. We went to Tennessee directly after that in March.
Yeah.
We were fine. Obviously, COVID was becoming somewhat of a interesting thing. I went to Seattle.
To badge your boy?
Yeah, to badge my boy, but I went in general just to go see him for close to a week. And that's where the first recorded case of COVID was.
From Seattle, wasn't it?
The guy was... It's funny. My friend, he's now a police officer in Kirkland, the guy was from Kirkland. So he was in the hospital, obviously, but he was at home recovering. So they sent him home. He was fine. But that was where the first recorded case was, and I dipped over there. People were still wearing masks kind of on the plane
really?
at the time. Yeah,
really?
Not many. You didn't have to, but I'm saying some people were.
Okay.
Probably, it's a relatively large plane, so probably just 10% of the people were wearing them, 15%. And everyone was looking at them like they're crazy. And I did sit next to somebody on the way there because I had a late flight, and she just the whole time conspiracy, look at all these people wearing masks already. We don't even know what this is. It's just it's a cog to help everyone just become the same person and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I have had 8 Cabernets in the past 3 hours. I have 3 more hours. Please. Leave me alone. I'm in the middle seat.
That was your drink of choice for that flight?
Cabernets, yes.
Yeah.
Because they had some decent wine, and I was in premium class, so it was right before first, but they have unlimited drinks for that. And I didn't know that you could have 2 drinks per drink cart. Instead of 1. Obviously, you could get 1 for free each time.
1 for Nick.
But, yeah.
And 1 for Nick. What are you saying, lady?
Dude, the stewardess was like, by the way, you can get 2 drinks per drink cart service. And I was like, really? You just doubled the amount of drinks I'm about to have in this 6-hour flight.
Did it cost you anything?
So I got upgraded for free one way, And if I upgraded myself, it was $100, which isn't that bad, because when you think about it, those wines are about $9 each.
How many did you have? 10?
So no, I didn't have 10. So I didn't get my money's worth in just alcohol. Just alcohol.
Uh-huh.
The seats are much. You get a lot more room, and I'm a taller guy, so it was appreciated a little bit. The normal seats aren't too bad, but you get like an extra 6 inches of like leg space. And yeah,
6 inches makes the biggest difference, you know.
I wouldn't know, but feet wise, yeah, or leg room wise, but in other cases, I'm oblivious. But no, I probably had 6 wines average, which is a lot.
But then at the end of the day, upgrading to your new location for better seating was only $40.
Well, that's what you think.
Yeah.
Look what you got for free. So it's actually really nice. Alaska Airlines, they're pretty good.
Nice.
They do well for. I think they're not even that expensive, you know. And they're direct flights straight to. Straight to Seattle from Florida, which is nice.
I remember at the time, Steven, our friend of ours, mutual friend, and we went to a bar and we were talking about it. We were talking about COVID and it becoming a thing. And I don't know, it didn't feel like it was going to be one of those things that took off and exploded like it has in popularity.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like I said, February was where we kind of saw it coming to the U.S. And my parents were like, they already knew I was going to Seattle, so I was like, yeah, it's no big deal. I'll be safe, whatever. It's not even here yet.
But you went to visit Patient Zero's hometown,
Basically,
dude.
Yeah. As far as we know, that's where he was from, and that's what he was dealing with. And it wasn't even a big case for him. He was fine, but still. And obviously nobody was wearing masks and stuff. And then March, obviously, we went to Tennessee with my girlfriend's family, and it was weird, dude. I traveled the most in 2020 out of my entire life.
Really?
The most. Obviously, 4 flights, to and back from Seattle within a week and a half, 2 weeks. That was rough. Then Tennessee in March, and then Tennessee in October, and then I think one other place. I went to New York in September. So, October and September flights, and then, yeah. So, yeah, dude, I flew a lot. In the COVID times, dude.
Back when it was most risky. Or at least less known about it, really.
Yeah, less known, and you kind of... Yeah, it was a bit weird. Obviously, no vaccines at the time, and the September time when I went to New York was weird. Just mask at the time, I was miserable wearing it. Like I don't care now, it's whatever. But back at the time, I was wearing those normal kind of like nurse masks that fray. Just the normal ones that have like the string kind of things that go around your nose.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
normal ones, and they fray up at your fucking nose. And I used to fuck with my nose all the time, so I'd be on this flight that when I need to wear it. And it would be tickling my fucking nose 24/7, dude. Yeah. So I'd go to the bathroom and just stand in the bathroom for 20 minutes without it on. And just
You're standing or you were sitting in the bathroom?
Both.
A little bit.
Standing and sitting.
And then I had to actually go. Turn into an hour.
No, I go and pee, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's nice to be in here and not have to worry about this. But yeah, it was weird. The good thing was that I had nobody next to me on each one of those New York flights.
Oh, sweet.
So the plane was probably 30% full. So that was nice, but annoying nonetheless with that mask.
Yeah, so right now it's beautiful 61 degrees out here in this Riverview, Florida area. Our precipitation is 1%, and our humidity is 66%, but it doesn't really feel 66%.
No, not at all. That's low for us, dude.
That is low.
Anything under 90% is low.
Right, but you can feel when it's 90. Could you imagine it being this cool and being 90 or 100% humidity?
It wouldn't feel this good.
It'd be like...
It wouldn't feel... It'd be thick.
Like oatmeal. Cold oatmeal.
Oh, that's terrible.
Dude, that'd be bad.
You're right, dude.
That'd be so bad.
The humidity is the reason I just can't stand the weather down here, and I've been here for 16 years, 17 years. I don't get used to it. This is my ideal weather at night would be like this. It's not too cold. I can enjoy this, especially if I'm doing stuff outside and walking around a lot. I could be in shorts and a hoodie, and that's perfect.
But it gives you an option to wear a hoodie or wear pants or something.
You kind of have more options with wardrobe. During the summer, it's just like it gets down to 80 degrees at night, and it's like, what can I wear? Oh, nothing. Just go out naked, because if you go out wearing anything else, it's going to get wet and ruined with sweat, and you're just going to be miserable.
Like you live in a desert.
Dude, it's worse than a desert. Deserts are dry sometimes. It's just wet out here. If it's not raining, you walk out, and you're already wet from the humidity.
I've got a friend, he's from Massachusetts, and he gets so mad. He's like, dude, sometimes I walk outside, and I just get so pissed off for the day because it's so hot.
Am I your friend from Massachusetts?
No.
Because that's what I do, bro.
That's well.
That's literally what I do.
You guys have something in common, for sure.
It's bad, man. It's bad.
I don't mind it too much, but I've been here for a little bit of time, so I don't really care. But
I just can't stand because I mean I wear shorts obviously 24/7, but in the summer, like your friend said, you go outside. The moment you close your door, you could be in the shade. You don't have to be in the sun or anything.
Could be in the shade. It's still hot.
It's just terrible, dude. Like, because I'm from New York, so when I go visit New York, even in the summer, you get in the shade and it's 15 degrees like cooler. It feels like, and you can actually feel the coolness. That's not what it's like down here, dude. It's just bad. Humidity just ruins everything.
It gets hotter in the shade, actually.
Believe it or not, it's
it does.
Worse.
It's reverse psychology
you think
here.
It's better.
We're in hell. I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. Like,
you're lucky, man.
Yeah.
Michaela loves it too.
But when I was in high school, I got a Celica right before I graduated, and a year after graduating, the air conditioning stopped working.
Nice.
The fan could blow, but it would never blow cool air.
Just be an air mover of just whatever ambient temperature was in the car.
Mm-hmm. That's better than nothing.
Yes, it is.
So I drove that for probably 5 years in the Florida heat, year after year after year. And what would actually really
That's
help?
what conditioned you, dude.
That's what conditioned me. Nice. Yeah, you're right.
You got. I mean, not lucky, but.
I think so. I got conditioned to a point. My tolerance went up, but I got to a point where I would take frozen grapes and I'd bring them with me on my rides when I was driving. Yeah.
I was like, to cool your car down.
No, I'd sit on the grapes. No, I would eat them, and it really just cooled everything down. Like, my ears wouldn't be hot, my feet wouldn't be as hot.
I feel you, dude.
My life hack.
One of the things that I never knew, because I've been a water drinker, like a lot of water for a long time, but it's mostly been room temperature water.
What size you got over there? What is that?
This is a half gallon.
Check
it's a good half gallon.
Damn, dude. People don't even drink that sometimes in a week.
My girlfriend drinks about a half gallon every 3 days.
Shout out to her.
Drink two a day at least.
Shout out to her, but she's a good person.
She's great.
She's a good person.
So, but no, like, I've always kind of, maybe not preferred, but mostly drank room temperature water, just because it's easier to keep it out of the fridge and you save space and whatever. But, I used to drink bottles of water back in the day and kill the environment.
Wasteful, yeah.
Kill the environment, dude. But I was a kid. I lived at home. It wasn't my choice.
True.
Thanks, Mom. But drinking cold water, like when you're hot, like ice cold water, does make such a difference.
It does.
I never knew, dude. Like, I was always like, that's bullshit. Like, yeah, it'll feel good, like, to drink cold water, but it won't lower my body temperature. Bullshit. That shit works.
It does.
It's insane.
Yeah. As well as the opposite, too. Like, if you're cold and you drink something warm, like a coffee or a tea or whatever, it does warm you up.
And I don't know why I didn't put two and two together and was like, yeah, if you drink nice warm tea on a cold winter night, it'll warm you up. But if you drink a nice ice cold glass of water on a hot day, it won't cool you down. No. Because fuck science.
No.
You know.
No.
Whatever. I was stupid, naive, whatever.
I had a friend on PlayStation. We were gaming one night in a party, and when I'm cold and I'm trying to play games and my hands are cold, I suck. I'm so bad.
Oh, dude, it's the same thing with me, man.
Yeah.
I have a heating pad that I sometimes keep on my lap.
Kick it
not
on.
To keep myself warm, but in between, if I'm dead and I'm just kind of waiting to come back, wrap my hands up in it, chill for a second. Because it's, the age-old trick of putting your hands in your pants works to an extent. It's just not hot enough sometimes, dude.
Right, especially when you put them in there for a little bit.
Exactly. Like, then you're like, then whatever I'm touching is cold.
Then your legs is cold.
So this heating pad does the job, and it definitely works. But, yeah, it is annoying, dude. Your hands feel stiff. You don't react as quick. And on controller, I remember when I used to play on console, your thumbs just, like, wouldn't move.
Nope.
It would feel like they're almost just not moving.
Yeah, they're like frozen. And
it's frustrating, yeah.
Basically, the guy I was in a party with, he's like, you know what you got to do about that? I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm not doing well tonight because my hands are cold. He says, you know what you got to do about that? You got to drink some cold water to counteract how cold your hands are. I was like,
is this dude a genius?
What'd you say?
Or is he...
He's like, you got to drink the cold water to counteract and make, and warm things up. And I'm like, I don't think it works like that. He's like, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm like, I think it's warm, and he was just so persistent that I had to drink cold water.
Did you try it?
No, I knew he was wrong. I knew he was fucking wrong.
But whatever you're drinking your cold water out of, if it's a glass, your hand's gonna be cold from the cold water.
I didn't want
Oh
to
my
shit
God.
on this guy that I've never met before.
You probably should have, because this dude's just spewing absolute no facts.
Yeah.
What game was that?
Oh, I mean, we were playing Apex, but we
No.
weren't. We were actually. I have him on my friends list, so we were actually kind of companions in this
he was
thing.
feeding. It's fine, dude. He fed the whole time. I bet.
We lost.
Oh, of course, dude. The
'Cause,
dude thinks you need to drink cold water to warm your hands up.
Come on, dude.
If you're out there, you're wrong.
No names being
And you
named.
suck at Apex.
No names being named.
What's his gamer tag? Dox him, dude. That's not even doxing. It's his gamer tag.
Poor guy. Poor guy. No, he can fly under the radar. He means well.
He means, well, I don't even know. I mean, yeah, that's true.
He meant well. He's like, yeah, I gotta get my teammate
Try to get a solution for your problem. Just
out of the rut.
had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah. Well, maybe it worked for him once.
Drank cold water one day and just for some reason hands were sweating.
Well, that's the thing about advice is I feel like a lot of people will give advice and maybe have never tried it, or things that are factual. They can say stuff that they've heard before.
It's so easy to give advice to somebody else.
Now, the best part about painting, or the easiest way to make painting go faster, is putting a little bit of water in the paint. And the person saying this could be not even a painter,
Yeah.
but they heard it once, and
Oh,
that's
of
just what
course.
they heard, and so now it's fact.
That happens a lot, dude. Like, I'm sure little information bits like that people learn just, oh, I saw this online. I'm now an expert in this. Let me just throw this out there. Do this.
Hmm.
I'm sure I do it. Like, I'm sure everyone does it in some capacity.
Now, how much of the advice that you've been given, I don't know, because I feel like when I was a kid, I was just a sponge. I absorbed everything. But how
Yeah.
much of the advice that you've been given do you think was someone that influenced someone else, but they'd never tried it? Maybe they
So,
were
like,
wrong.
not their experience and
Yeah.
not their actual knowledge, just
Yes.
just a point that they
Something
learned.
they'd heard.
Percentage-wise, maybe, like, I'd say 40%.
Yeah.
Like, of it's probably just not bullshit, because if they remembered correctly, it's real stuff.
Hmm.
But there's nothing behind it but memory. You know, their memory kind of just spewing it out and being like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do in this instance. I learned it. So if I had any other further questions, it'd be just over their head. But
Right over
probably
your head.
40%, close to maybe half. Why not?
Did you know if you feed your dog 3 times a day, they will be happier and love you more?
So feed them separately 3 times a day instead of just filling up their dog bowl.
Yeah, so if you have 2 dogs, you feed them 3 times a day. Yes. I don't know. This is some of that advice that I was talking about.
No,
The bad
I was
advice.
gonna have an actual rebuttal saying, like, I've read feeding your, like, dogs and cats instead of, like, just filling up their bowl teaches them, better eating
Rationing.
habits. Yeah, teaches them better eating habits, and actually, it's better for them instead
Well,
of just an endless amount of food
You're right.
in a bowl.
You're right, because the body has to digest a massive meal, and it might allow the digestive system a little bit of an easier time having a little bit of less meal
Yeah.
to digest.
Instead of just constant eating, like small amounts, just
Yeah, like
one
trying
big
to.
meal, chill, and you don't eat anything for a
Mhm.
little bit.
That's hard. I can't eat that much in a sitting.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Imagine trying to eat like 1,500 calories in one sitting.
I did.
When?
Prior to the Taylor Swift concert I went to a few years ago, I told you I went to Chili's. They have a burger there called the Boss.
The Boss. I remember this.
It's got like pulled pork on it, bacon, obviously beef, something else, and then obviously cheese and all this other shit. I think the burger itself, or at least the entire thing with fries, is like 1,600 calories, and I had two or three beers, so you can add on another 300 something calories to that.
Dang.
And then I also had fried pickles.
That's
So-
easily 450 calories right there.
Oh, it had to be more.
No, the pickles.
No, more. It had 400? Yeah, it's got to be more than that. So I think I remember it was like 2,200 calories that I did within like an hour.
Do you remember the concert?
Yeah, dude, it didn't affect me in any negative way. All that
Oh
food.
my god.
I don't know if it was the adrenaline I had for the concert that was just like, let's just become a superhuman. But I had no adverse effects the next day or anything. It's weird, dude.
I just feel like if I would have gone, I'm like, Taylor.
I was ready to not enjoy myself.
Mhm.
Like I knew the risk I was taking when I was at Chili's, but I was like, you know what? I haven't eaten all day. I'm going to a concert. Let me live a little.
That's like 2,000 calories.
And I ate all
Maybe
that
more.
shit, and I was like, this is not going to be good. I wasn't bloated, which is weird.
It was weird.
It was weird, man.
It's fake food.
It just wasn't real.
It was fake food. Or you dreamt it.
This is all fake, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Michaela remembers. I think.
She was in the dream.
She was in my dream? The real
You
Michaela?
guys dreamt together.
Oh, one of those meet up in the middle in your dream state, and it's just you have a duo dream.
Yeah.
That is a real thing, you know.
I've never had it happen, from what I know.
I didn't know until now, dude. You just opened my eyes. Is that one of those fucking?
This is.
Where'd you learn that?
No, I don't know if it's real. I mean, is it possible? Definitely. I definitely think it's possible that maybe there's some synchronicity when it comes to dreaming that
I've
You
heard
could-
some stuff about that and dreamt.
that'd be cool.
Read some stuff. That'd be dope, dude.
I mean, but at the same time, maybe you don't want that other person there.
I just want to be able to key into my dream, like when I'm about to go to sleep, just a switch that says, "Yeah, I want to be lucid tonight." You know, like I want to be lucid in this dream tonight.
But what if you abused the privilege and you just always did, and you always did, and then you just
Well, that's the thing. Like,
it's abuse at
it's
that
basically
point.
like a car almost backed into that car. It's almost like, you know, VR. People think VR is like, you know, you can do whatever you want in it. So people would rather be in VR than real life. So yeah, if you have a switch that you can be lucid dreaming every night, you could be whatever you want, do whatever you want, be with anyone you want, you know, whatever, every single night. So why would you even want to live your life? So
Yeah.
yeah, it could be abusive.
I had a friend, and I asked him, and this is while we were doing some magic things at the time,
things.
magic
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a couple months after one of our experiences, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, dude, how much do you like sleeping?" And he goes, "Oh, dude, I like sleeping more than real life. I enjoy sleeping more than life itself," is what he said.
Wow.
And to the
It's a red flag.
I took it as like written in stone. I was like, "Oh my God, is he okay?" But no, I mean that's a line that's kind of stuck to me. Like it would be really cool to be able to share experiences in like a different world.
Dude, imagine being able to meet up with a friend or, you know, a significant other or something and just be able to kind of just live out whatever you want for I don't know how long or whatever, obviously, but and how much you would remember based on. I've had some pretty vivid, what I would almost say are lucid dreams in the past, but that I still remember to this day. But it's a dream. It's vague. But imagine if you were doing it often with somebody. It's kind of like playing a video game and just kind of chilling together and doing whatever you want. But it's like a sandbox, whatever the hell you want.
I've got a good would you rather. Okay. Would you rather be able to control when and how strongly you lucid dream, but have a really tough time remembering afterwards, or would you rather have dreams where you really don't have much control? It's just kind of how dreams naturally are. There's some control, there's a little bit of consciousness, but you can remember everything
100%?
front to back.
I'd rather be able to remember everything.
Remember everything?
100%.
Versus being able to control everything but not really remember much at all.
Because I've had dreams in the past where I feel like I know I'm dreaming, which is the whole point of being lucid. You know, you kind of know you're dreaming. And then I still like half-ass remember it like the next day, and it's like, it's not worth it. Like, so like I'd rather be able to remember everything, like to the detail, like I lived it, you know, the previous day. And not always be in control, but there's some times that I am and stuff, because, hey, those times that I'm going to be lucid, they're going to be, like, the best times ever, because I know I'm going to remember it, or I will remember when I wake up. So, yeah, 100%. What about you?
What's your final answer?
Yeah, that I would want to remember the dreams and not be in control of how lucid I am.
I don't know. I could go with either. I could really go with either. I think that being able to maintain lucidity would be cool, because I think that you would begin to grow in that mental space, because I bet that there's some, I don't want to say adolescence, but just some inexperience when it comes to lucid dreaming, that at first you're present and you're aware, and then eventually as you do it more and more, you probably get better at figuring out how to work everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, there's probably it's weird to say like a learning curve to like lucid dreaming.
It's a different,
which of course,
yeah. It's real. It's not your imagination. It's not a game that you can connect and disconnect from. So there's probably experience involved that does enhance or change it. But I think I would go with being able to actively increase my lucid skills.
Well, control, yeah,
control.
like that. Like you choose you're going to be lucid tonight or whatever, but not remember 100%. It's all vague. I mean, I get it. Like, it definitely makes sense. I can't imagine waking up and like knowing 100% what happened. That sounds dope. And I think like I would also be able to kind of train, not as good with lucid dreaming, but just maybe just how I dream and what I dream about if I knew and could recant like or whatever, remember everything that I dreamt.
What if it was just silly stuff like beetles and bugs and stuff?
I mean, I don't dream about that now. I hope they wouldn't change in this instance, but it's just terrible dreams, like nightmares every night.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if it's something that's difficult to control, if you can't control it very well, but you can remember it, what if it's the most useless dreams?
I mean,
but you can remember everything.
I mean, was this? I'm hoping my dreams stay the same.
This is worst case scenario, though.
Okay.
Worst scenario.
Case. Yeah, but what's the worst case for you then? Because like if you're lucid, you can control anything.
I can control some really depressing things, like, hey, you've got to pull your dad's breathing tube.
But if it's depressing, you could just be like, nope, sunshine and rainbows, because you're in control. So there is really no. It doesn't have to be depressing unless you want it to be. So your worst case scenario is just that you wake up and you're like, wow, I had this like eye-opening dream, but I just can't remember the most important parts.
Oh, snap.
So like. Obviously, it's like the backwards like with us, because mine like if I just dream Beetlejuice every night and wake up and just, that's what it was, and I remember all of it. It sucked. Wish I could control it. And you're like, oh, I immediately dream of this sad thing. Goodbye, happiness.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and maybe all you remembered was the sad part.
Oh god, that would be sad.
So yeah, dude, it's weird.
That
was a good would you rather though.
That's a tough would you rather.
Yeah, but I mean, I still stand by my answer for sure.
Yeah.
Even though yours is, I don't know. I still stand by mine.
Well, that's a hard choice.
Yeah.
It is. It's like, would you rather... I don't know. I was not going to make a good analogy there. It was going to be about water and ice, and that was just not going well.
All right. I'm actually kind of interested in here.
You already like warm water. My question was going to be, would you rather only drink lukewarm water with no ice available, or you could only drink and like suck on ice cubes?
100% lukewarm water for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but for some people
that's
that don't
not
like
bad, dude.
For some people that don't like lukewarm water, that sounds awful.
Oh, dude, yeah. Some people can only drink cold or ice cold water, which what? Why? My grandmother. What up, grandma?
What's up, G?
Puts ice in her skim milk that she drinks.
Dude, when I was a kid, I put ice in milk.
She drinks skim milk, which is basically already water that tastes like milk a little bit. So she puts skim milk in a glass and then puts so much ice in it, and it's just like, and then she doesn't drink it super quick, so it melts a little bit.
Yeah.
And just becomes water flavored milk.
White water.
Milk flavored water. Yeah, dude.
No thanks.
She puts ice in everything.
Yeah, I used to put ice in water, and then
ice in milk.
Ice in milk. I used to put ice in milk, and then because I didn't know any better, because my parents did it at the time.
Okay.
My parents did it at the time.
I thought this was what you did like a year ago.
No. This was a long time ago, but it's gross, dude. It's very gross.
I mean, I don't even really drink cow's milk anymore too often.
Yeah.
It's just It's other alternative. I don't even drink milk in general. Any type of milk that much anymore.
I mean, if you don't need it, and some people's guts don't do well with it. Like some people's guts don't do well with dairy, with cheese or eggs.
Like cow's milk.
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw it was like a YouTube video or like a TikTok or something that was talking about. It was like an extreme type of like veganism video, but like what they mentioned was like 70% of Americans are lactose intolerant or some shit like that. And I don't know if the number is that large.
Here's what I think.
70%.
So, when you take milk.
Yeah.
From the cow, it has certain types of B vitamins in it that some people cannot digest. Mm-hmm. So that's when it goes to the pasteurizing process. Yeah. But at the same time, you're losing a lot of nutrients at that point.
Yes.
I forgot where I was going with this, but...
Well, I said 70% of people are lactose intolerant.
Yeah. So, lactose intolerant, let's say, to the pasteurized milk.
Yes.
This leads into a really good subject.
Oh, okay.
I feel like right now in the U.S. there's a lot of push for veganism and there's a lot of push for plant-based diets and lowering your protein.
More people talking about it and pushing it for sure. Yeah.
There was a documentary about vegetarian diets, and they had Arnold Schwarzenegger interviewing in it. That man probably has consumed more protein in his life than you and I have combined.
Yeah.
As well as steroids. But I mean, with you need protein in the diet to help the steroids. But I'm talking about meat.
Meat-based protein, not plant-based protein.
Right.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
We're not professionals. We don't know greenhouse shit and stuff like that.
I don't know nearly enough, and like I'm all for obviously like I eat meat and shit. Like I still do that, but obviously I hate animal cruelty and I hate inhumane ways of cultivating animals. Like I've seen documentaries and videos on YouTube and shit of slaughterhouses, and it makes me want to go like vegetarian or vegan.
And change it up.
It literally makes me want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could ever do that just based on my wants out of food and how much I enjoy food. And I know that sounds like kind of selfish. Of course it does, because why is my single appetite or dietary needs more important than thousands of animals being just tortured their whole life? That's why like we buy the best eggs that we kind of can buy at our grocery store. We don't care about the price. They do taste better. It's nice to know that these chickens don't live in a little cube their whole fucking life.
Shitty environment.
Exactly. And meat-wise, we could do better, of course. Like, if we buy meat, we buy from Publix. I don't know where Publix kind of gets their meat from. Chicken, beef, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, if I buy beef, I'll buy free-range organic, or like ground beef and make burgers out of it or do whatever. So that's something we do. But I don't know. It's just vegetarianism and stuff can work for some people. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, I don't think it's for me. I probably could do it. I do enjoy a lot of vegetarian foods and a lot of like protein options for vegetarians. Like,
it's really low.
I was
you have
gonna
like
say,
edamame, pumpkin seeds,
you
nuts.
don't have too many good options. Like nuts are great options, like for protein. I mean, quinoa has a decent amount of protein, which love quinoa.
Nuts are so dense and high in calories and fat that by the time you've eaten a serving's worth of protein worth of nuts, you've had almost, you've had so much calories.
Well, that's the thing about like chicken. Like chicken is it's like free protein.
It's lean.
It's so, yeah, exactly. Like if you're looking to lose weight, get your protein, eat something good, and it's so versatile. Chicken's just your thing, dude. Like it's the best.
Chicken's your thing.
Exactly, dude. And like Michaela doesn't like beef that much. Like I'm a big beef guy. I love burgers, and obviously like it's not the best protein, but there's protein obviously, and you can get lean beef, very lean beef.
Yeah.
Steak is great. I love steak. She's not a huge fan of steak, and I mean I love fish too. Like, I mean I think I could maybe go pescatarian if it was like a bet. I don't know if I could do it for the rest of my life, but if somebody's like, yo, go pescatarian for a year and I'll give you like $5,000, 100%.
I have to pay you to do it.
I mean, I need some incentive, dude.
Okay.
Even though I love fish, but like, it's just because fish is great.
Fish is good.
And it's a good protein source.
Yeah.
Not as good, but it's good. Salmon every day of my life, I'll do it.
Salmon's good. No, I think it is weird because I know that there are some inhumane practices that are done when it comes to raising some of these animals and stuff, but I don't think that it outweighs. There needs to be more cracking down on the industries and the farms that are practicing this type of housing for these animals. That needs to be focused on more than getting us to change what we're doing. We are just people that are buying the product.
I get it. No, I know what you mean. Like, instead of just saying, let's eliminate this whole entire practice or like meat eaters or whatever and make everyone vegetarian, instead of doing that,
let's improve things.
Let's make, everybody free range chickens and, really nice. Treat these cows good before you fucking kill them.
It's more expensive for sure.
Of course.
And you can make more when you have more animals for the same amount or less space.
Yeah,
but
people don't want to pay more for their food. Or anything.
Lots of people do, though. You and myself.
Some people, but what I'm saying, we're not the majority. We are the minority by a large amount. That would easily pay a couple dollars more for something than, like, I'll just fucking kill that cow, behind its neck and just whatever.
That's an interesting statement because I feel like a good portion of people would claim that they are a minority of population.
Whatever.
For sure.
Yeah, but this specific instance, like, if you... Oh, God, there's a cop here. Did I just hit my mic? Did you hear that?
No, it was
lives
somebody.
here.
Oh, he does? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he lives here.
Is that his truck, too?
I don't know. But
That's got to be. There's no way there's 2 cops that live right there.
No, that new truck is that's just a Hillsborough County sheriff. He's a what's it called?
State trooper?
Yeah, he's a state trooper. So those are 2 separate people.
That's
that truck is new. It's only a few weeks or.
I believe that the county or wherever the police officer is and lives that has that truck. I think those are like recently distributed, like this year.
Yeah, I've only recently seen those pickup trucks. They're nice. I like them.
They are sweet. You got 4 doors.
No, they're nice.
Yeah.
You need room for your perps, dude.
Nice.
You want to come talk on the podcast, man?
Dude, this guy's got a lot to talk about.
You can actually, I think, see him here on the camera in a second. He might be dipping a little bit above this plant right here.
And there he goes.
Oh, I think no, maybe not. But
yeah, I wish that these industries would be forced to change their quality of standards to make sure that there's not as much stress, there's not as much processed food, and there's more space when it comes to these animals living healthier lives.
And it's gotten better, and I think it's still getting better and will, because people are realizing that people will pay.
There's a lot of people opening their eyes to like health itself, which is good because for most of my life, dude, it was like a lot of just processed food, I mean, there's some cooked meals.
I'm still I feel like we're relatively healthy. Not recently in the past few weeks, but...
You guys had broccoli for lunch.
That's true. We only had baked broccoli for lunch.
I mean, that's pretty great.
And I mean, obviously I drink a ton of water, but that's easy. It's just filtered water.
Not when you're full like I am right now.
Yeah.
I'm pressing my limits.
What, with water?
Dude, with any substance.
Dude, it doesn't. No, I don't get full with liquids. Doesn't happen. By the way, grab me a drink.
I'm jealous, dude.
I
Have
don't
all
know
that
if
rice.
I want one of those beers or if I want a seltzer. Pick me what you think I should have.
Oh, that's cool. So we got an Elysian. That is
Show it right here. Go ahead. Show it right here.
Contact haze.
Put it right over your thing.
Oh, hey. Hey.
Right in front. There you go.
Contact haze.
Nice.
Hazy IPA. All right, man. The day the world stood still. Get in there.
Let me get one of these.
Check it out.
Let's get some ASMR in here.
Oh, wow. That's good stuff.
Did that tickle the back of your neck?
Check it out. I was talking to Christy, which is a friend of Steven's.
Yes.
I was talking to
a friend of Steven's.
Friend of Steven's. Good friends. Real good friends. They friends with lots of benefits.
Lots of benefits.
What do you think right now? Because we've learned as a society, stuff that we've been doing was not great, so then we changed our ways. Like, for instance, like fat-free was huge in the 90s, early 2000s, and then we realized that whole natural fats are a necessity as far as fueling the body.
Yeah.
We thought something was the best, then we changed our ideas, and we realized it was not the best. What right now that we do, maybe me and you, or people in general, obviously social media is a huge one, but that's kind of obvious. But what that we do, or what that we consume, or what that we have around us in our day-to-day, do you think is like something we're gonna look back and we're gonna say, I cannot fucking believe, like cigarettes, for instance,
Well,
we learned, and now less people smoke.
Everyone always knew cigarettes were bad. That's a little
true.
bit different. Come on.
What do you think? What do you think that we're doing now is kind of in the gray area, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that we're kind of questioning a little bit. That's
right.
This is good, that what you're doing. But in 10 years, we're going to be like, why the fuck did most of the population believe that this was a good thing?
Yeah.
Got to give me a second to think about that. I don't know.
I'll give you my thoughts and ideas.
Okay.
And then I'll see what you think.
All right.
Wireless media. Wireless.
Like wireless waves going through the air?
My phone requires data. I'm standing in the way of your router box.
Yes.
And the phone. Something's running to the phone to give it cellular data. And if it's not on Wi-Fi, it's coming from satellites on the ground or from space. Bluetooth, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, like what we're doing now is extremely analog because we have everything running to a box
We
with
actually
wires.
do, and I have wires to my camera, so there's nothing really. Actually, there's nothing wireless here
Besides my phone
except Wi-Fi
and these.
the Wi-Fi
laptops.
coming from, which is actually kind of the least one I'd be worried about. But a lot of these things, yeah, everything's kind of analog, which is cool. What's your opinions on that though? Keep going.
I just think that when we go from 1G to 2G to 3G to 4G to 5G, we're just slowly kind of turning up the water in the pot that's boiling. So we maybe never really tell a huge difference. But when you leap from no internet to 5G
in 20-something years,
maybe in 20-something years,
to where we're at now,
But if you did it quickly, would you be able to tell a difference? You think?
Yeah.
If you live on an island for most of your life, and then you come to the U.S. or a place where, I don't know, for instance, like New York City, and there's just tons of data going through the air that you can't see, so we feel it's harmless. But I think at some point we're going to realize having cell phones near us, devices near us, all the time, even Bluetooth, that there's probably some harm to it, I think.
So, well, I mean, I don't think that it's nearly a concern that we should be worried about at the moment. Like, so I'm not super concerned, but I definitely think there could be issues that we don't know about that could be super long term. Now, are they so long term that they're not really worried, like, that you shouldn't worry about it in like a human's lifetime? Like, is it like, oh, if you dealt with this for 150 years, you'd be fucked? Like, obviously, we shouldn't worry about that.
Like sun exposure. Too much of it is not a great thing.
It's bad. Well, I mean, if you look up sun exposure on like Google and go to like some medical websites, some will say like you shouldn't kind of go in the sun at all.
You're cooking yourself.
Like you really shouldn't sunbathe at all. That's not good for you. Like, or you should do it, but wear like SPF 1000, so you really aren't doing anything.
Think about it though. I mean, 100 years ago, SPF 1000 wasn't a thing. So like the more natural, holistic way of it is being in the sun.
Yeah.
It's like were we trying to work in shade as much as we could before we, became acclimated to being pale like I am right now.
Yeah, and then people, obviously, sunscreen isn't the best for you. It seeps into your skin, causes issues over time. Yeah. My father, who, is now 53, 54, has never worn sunscreen. Well, never is a bad term. Really hasn't worn sunscreen most of the time in the sun. From my memory of the past probably 10, 15 years, he used to sit in the backyard in Florida in the dead of summer and bake for probably an hour or two.
What was he cooking?
Himself. Well done. And he tans so quick. He doesn't burn.
Nice.
So I get red sometimes, but it'll completely turn into tan the next day. He'll just get brown. And it'll look great. He'll bronze and look great. And he has no sunspot. Well, he has sunspots, I'm guessing, all over his arms and shit. Little dots that they're not anything bad. He just went to the dermatologist. Has no skin cancer.
Everything
has
good?
Never had melanoma.
Nice.
Which is crazy. Like, you'd think 40 years of doing this.
The man would have something to show.
The man would have some sort of growth. But then again, some people smoke for that long, like, other people. And
do fine. Yeah, and live to 80, 90.
And have no issues. Or, drinking is a little bit different. Most people that binge drink for their whole life end up having issues.
Kill the liver, right.
If people that drink like a beer or two a day is like, oh, that's why I'm 95 years old. Because beer is not bad for you if you have one a day. But
moderation, right.
Moderation's key, and it's tough in these times, dude.
It's hard to live in moderation when it comes to like wavelengths. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but
oh Lord,
like we live in it. It's around us. We don't physically see it. So it's like, well, my phone just does phone things because phone thing is technological.
No, you're right.
It's like it requires something, and it's not physical. So there is something there that causes it to do so function well. And
for that, like, people were worrying about 5G, 5G now that has came around, in 2020 and 2021, because the big thing is millimeter wave 5G, which is extremely quick. So that hits over 1,000 megabits down, or download speed, and even faster upload speed sometimes in very small amount of areas. But if you look at one of these towers, so if you use your phone now, or you did years ago, and used LTE, which is 4G, LTE, you know what LTE stands for? It's a weird fact that I just know. Long-term evolution.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Okay.
So that was fourth generation cellular technology. and it was quick. It was much better than 3G. And even now, LTE's even better because they upgrade
Long-term
their towers.
evolution.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's cool. It's actually a cool term, but that was good. But then millimeter wave, obviously, the waves are tinier, travel faster, but shorter distances, and any sort of block, whether it's a building, even walking a distance away, obviously, can mess up the range. So you have LTE anywhere in any pretty much state in the United States. You'll have LTE mostly anywhere because it travels fine, just like 3G and 2G. But millimeter wave, which is really nowhere at the moment, if you walk, like, let's say this, this street light or a street light over here is millimeter wave 5G, you could walk around the building a little bit and hide yourself from it, and you would not get it. Those types of waves are what some people are worried about because they're so strong.
The strength and the density.
But they're not. They obviously they can't travel far, and they're because of the lack of whatever distance that they can travel. It's and yet, so maybe those I'd be a little bit worried about for short to long term use, but we don't know yet, obviously, because they're brand new. Not necessarily millimeter waves aren't new, but in the cellular technology field they are, to where the masses are using them. So it's weird because some like Walmarts have millimeter wave things in the Walmart, just hanging off the roof. So when you go into Walmart, if you are subscribed to a 5G plan that supports that on T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T or whatever, you can walk in and just immediately have millimeter wave. So you download a movie, 600 gig movie if a movie's that big, in like a couple seconds, 10 seconds.
Wow.
But then you leave, and that would take 10 minutes because you leave, and obviously the walls block that kind of signal. So those are a little bit, I would say, concerning in the short midterm right now because we don't know. We've never used them on such a large scale, but they're also not large scale yet.
Right, but let's say, in the analogy of turning the pot up slowly, when we get to 10G, let's say we combine these distant wavelengths with ones that have the strength of the 5G.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, like, what if we find out that, oh my God, this is not great for us?
So, like, what I'm thinking is, by that time, I don't know how long that'll take.
You think we'll have a better technology?
Something will be different.
Something improved.
Like, we'll have something different, whether it's something built into your eyesight or in your brain. Not brain, but like...
I'm not building anything into me. No chips.
No, just like,
Way.
Maybe that's not what I meant, but like something different to where, waves going through the air, like radioactive waves going through the air, isn't maybe the main thing that we need or use. Something more efficient that we'll probably find out. I'm guessing that. Maybe not, because maybe I have too much faith in
Maybe there will be a better technology that doesn't require, like, that ancient style of waves.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Something that we know, no radioactive waves, exactly.
Yeah.
We know that I guess we won't know if they harm humans or not because...
Think about microwave. That's like 50G. Let's say your phone, when we slowly progress, 100 years from now, we've got the new 49 or the new 50G cell phone. It's like,
yeah, man,
that thing can pop popcorn.
Yeah, dude.
Essentially.
If you hold it there for 20 seconds, you'll get a kernel or two that...
Yeah.
You get some food and you get a movie in 2 milliseconds, dude.
It just sounds crazy.
It's
all right.
dope.
That was mine of, kind of wavelengths evolving to
I wasn't thinking this whole time I was talking about
to eventually become detrimental to our health. What do you think we're going to look back on and say, wow, can't really believe I was actually doing that?
Fuck. You had that ready, you son of a bitch. You knew that's what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I did.
That was good.
I don't remember the transition, but I knew that was... Because that's been something I talked about yesterday and thought about recently.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've thought about that too with the whole 5G thing coming in, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that is widely done by most... Obviously, 5G technology is anybody that can afford it, or eventually, in the next few years, everyone will have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of easy for everyone to be part of it. But and you said obviously social media isn't available for the taking.
No, I mean you can go with that too, like that. But that is something that
we already know is harmful.
It's definitely harmful, yeah.
So, I'm not gonna say that, but fuck. Let me come back to this.
Okay.
Come back to this. Well, I'll think about it a little bit, but I'll come back to it because I need to think, and maybe I'll do some searching, but we'll think for a second.
Never left. Well, we're back. We
welcome back.
had a little time to think about the the thing that's killing us now that we have no idea that's killing us? Question, but I think we're going to go with maybe some wavelengths that could be harmful, but as of right now, that's kind of, and then social media is
that and social, yeah, Jake's was
detrimental.
the waves of whether or not cellular technology or pretty much
waves
anything.
of chaos.
They will be called that in 10, 15 years, dude.
Hey, I got a bug in my drink, dude. It's a gnat.
It's called protein.
What if I reject this protein offer from the gods?
Just grab that shit and flick it out, dude.
Dude.
That's it.
How does that work? I
What?
just poke it and it comes right out.
Well, because of the surface tension of the water on your finger.
He's alive.
Did he fly away?
Not yet. He's still drying
What the
off,
fuck?
but he's crawling around.
Oh, no.
He's alive.
We gonna name him?
Buzz Lightyear.
To infinity. Yeah, get it close, get it close. Oh, not that close. Fuck. This shit is not focusing. Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go. Right there, show it. Nice. What up, boy?
Yeah. Get out of here. Bing.
Nice. You
True.
saved his life, dude.
Truly our first guest.
Thanks, Buzz.
How's it feel?
Oh.
What's been going on with you?
What's that mean?
No idea.
Like in general?
I don't know.
So, I mean, we hung out yesterday.
What were you doing this weekend?
So, how was your weekend, Nick? Oh, it was fine.
You want to go off the list?
Yeah, let's go off the list. Let's look at this. So we prepared a list. Not too long because we are ill-prepared a little bit.
Well, it's not too long because we can talk on one subject for 2 hours.
Exactly. We were out last night, very late. Got home at 5 in the morning. Drove this man home.
It's not a brag.
He was comatose.
Really not bragging.
No, not at all. I don't want to do that again for a long time. So we were a little ill-prepared, but we kind of just wrote down a little bit of a list of possible things to talk about, and they all kind of deal with movies.
Somehow.
Or TV shows. So pick one.
You giving me the ball?
I'm giving you the ball, dude.
You giving me the ball. The balls are in my court. I'm changing our vibe here. All right, so let's go to the list. I've recently just started for the first time. This is related to what we're talking about on our
Okay.
list. I recently started watching the Marvel Universe, Marvel
yes,
Cinematic
yes.
Universe movies.
And here comes, sorry, the
Here he
helicopter
is.
that I was talking about.
What was his name? Is it Theodore Roosevelt?
It's fucking, no, it's Richard Nixon's third grandson, dude. He's dead again. Oh, he's fucking dead again. You're gonna see it on camera here, I'm sure, in a second. There it is. Here, what? Oh god, I can't point. Wait,
I left my phone in there.
it's too far. It's too far.
That sucks.
Right there.
That spotlight's on too.
No, they might be going to the hospital. Here we go.
Yeah, for sure.
God damn. It's funny how that happens. Well, guys, I want you to,
All I can see are lights. I couldn't see any body of the actual helicopter.
that was dark, dude. It's hard to see.
That's bad news. When you've got to bring in the helicopter.
Like I said, dude, I saw that at 3 in the morning, not even 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe it happened again.
That's
When
bad.
we're doing this.
Yeah. Best of wishes to whoever the fuck that is.
Yes. Richard Nixon's third grandson.
Still alive.
It's still alive.
Anyway, the Marvel Cinematic Universe I have been sleeping on for a long time. But now it's changing my life. And I'm kind of glad that I got into it so late because, you know, in life, you kind of go through being young and you discover this thing and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, like, I don't know, some rock and roll albums just have that
I
feel.
thought you were going somewhere else with that.
No. Some rock and roll albums, some music just has that feel where it hits you and you discover it in a certain time, in a certain spot in your life, and it has a feeling and like a being about it.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I got into the Marvel Universe late. I mean, it's just movies, so it's not like it's really super deep. But
Oh, it is though. It is 10
Yeah.
years worth of movies, dude, and of storylines and of all this shit, dude. It's serious.
I'm glad that I saved it. It's kind of like I don't know, save the best for last or something. I'm glad I saved it for later in my life so that I can enjoy it during this very odd time.
And so you can stress about seeing, you know, spoilers everywhere about every single movie.
I know what's going to happen, but the directors and the producers do so well at actually making the movies that
They do.
there's not a scene that I have watched and thought, oh, I've seen this. This is just not as interesting.
Oh, that's true. No, I get that too.
Still blows me away.
Oh yeah, dude. The movies they're great.
And
they
this
really are.
and this is how I know. This is how I know that they're so good. I was watching Spider-Man: Homecoming, and the scene where they are driving to the homecoming dance, and you've got Michael Keaton.
Well, he's the bad guy in it. Yeah.
You've got Michael Keaton driving the car, and he's slowly figuring out who Tom Holland is, if he didn't know before.
As they talk about it, yeah. No,
As-
that's when you found out that he's
Smart guy, really smart guy, because I wouldn't have been able to put that together. He pulls up to the dance, and he's like, hey, go ahead and hop out. I got to talk to, him
boy.
about dad stuff.
Yeah.
The moment he's talking to him, and he's getting so intense with the way he's talking to him, he's got the gun by the headrest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so into the scene, but my internet goes and stops. And I didn't realize how into the movie I was until I no longer have internet, and then just and I'm pulled out of this movie in this universe.
Into reality, dude.
And I was like, and the stupid wheels sitting there spinning, trying to
Yeah,
buffer.
the
I'm like,
buffering
oh
wheel.
my God. I was mad. I think I screamed. It's like, what? So I'm glad I saved it for later on.
Yeah. No, dude. I mean, I think what you're doing is cool, and the fact that it's all for the first time is actually pretty rare, I would say, in today's age.
Yeah.
For somebody that's into that kind of stuff, for sure.
Popular things usually get watched, like Tiger King. I haven't watched it.
Neither have I. Even though Michaela's grandfather's in that.
Cheers.
Or no, uncle. Sorry, not grandfather. Uncle.
Uncle?
Yeah.
He's
was
still
in it.
alive, luckily.
Sorry, Uncle John. Love you, man.
I'm sure I'll watch it one day.
No, I will too, but we only watched the little segment of him on it, and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I go to his house for Easter.
Nice.
And Thanksgiving.
I think 2020 needed, I hate using the word 2020, but I think last year needed
The word?
just 2020. I don't
That's
like
a number.
I know, but but it has so much more to it now that it's actually been my worst year of living in history
Me
besides
too.
9/11.
Me too.
Besides 9/11, I don't like saying it very much. It's kind of cliche. Whatever. I think that 2020 last year needed Tiger King to kind of pull everybody together, and
Yeah.
needed Among Us.
Yeah, but Among Us kind of came and went, dude. That shit was weird. It was like,
For you,
you still play it?
I actually played it last Friday.
Did you? Do you have a group of friends that still plays it? Or do you just do
Hardly.
randos?
Hardly. No, I've played random before. It's awful. It is not even the same
dude,
game.
it doesn't seem fun to do randos.
You can accuse and blame, and everyone votes that person.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's not how the game should be.
Yeah. Shout out to AQ Hero over on Twitch. He's one of the guys that I streamed with. He runs a Discord with probably like 75 people.
Damn.
Nobody talks. Nobody responds. So, but we happen.
Still shout out though.
I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the chat itself, but for that chat, for that group, it was kind of died off a little bit. But we were able to put together a 9-person Among Us game, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
After it's a little less popular in my group of friends, at least.
Yeah.
So,
I would be down to play it again if
Yeah.
we had at least a few people. Like, Michaela didn't like it when she hasn't really even played it. She just watched me play. Not with you, because you were the first people I played it with. I don't know who was in that lobby or whatever. There was some people I didn't know.
we were both drinking that night.
And,
It's
It was-
always random people because there's a core group of like 10 that will
yeah.
most likely play, but obviously some of them don't get on. But then you have the core group that you can kind of count on to get on. But it's kind of weird. I felt like that night that we played Among Us, you interacted extremely well in a group of 8 strangers you've never met before or talked with before.
But like, I mean, I'm pretty good at talking to people, especially if you have a common interest, which is this game, of course. And the game, communication's huge.
For sure.
Especially if you're
It's
in
everything.
Discord, voice, chatting is huge. And I think it's better if you don't know them 100%. Like,
Oh yeah.
and I mean, like, we were friends, but like, we were kind of like newer friends. We were obviously newer friends. So I mean, and I still like don't know a ton about you, like meaning personal stuff. Like, so like, it's better to not know that when you're playing a game about deception and lying.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's because I played with my friends that I've known for 10 years or so, and then some other friends that I've known for the same amount of time, just not as well. And one of them, I won't name names, just fucking immediately goes for me just because I say, all right, where was the body reported? That's what I say.
Yeah.
Which is what most people say. And he's like, why are you asking, Nick? And I'm like, because I want to fucking know, bro. Because I don't know. I know where I was, so I want to know where everyone else was. And he's like, no, you're sus, dude. I want to fucking report you. And I'm like, okay. And the first time that happened, I was like, whatever. It wasn't me. You guys will regret it. Vote me off. They regret it.
They ended up regretting it.
But
I
it
was
happened.
right.
He did it like almost every time.
Yeah.
And then he eventually said, Nick, I'm only voting you because you're the only person saying anything. And I'm like, dude, the point of the game is to discuss
And communicate.
what you do, like what happened when a body gets reported or when somebody calls a meeting. Like, you got to talk about it. But nobody else like started the conversation. You good there?
Yeah. It's the mustache. When liquid hits when liquid hits the beard, it just
Wouldn't
like
know.
lightning goes everywhere.
Wouldn't know here, just.
Yeah.
But no,
I don't like when people try to make a meme out of Among Us because it just takes. I mean, you don't have to be super serious with Among Us, but
That's
you
what I
also
mean,
don't
dude.
have to fuck around
No,
super
it's kind
hard
of
and
both.
just
Like,
screw it up.
It's kind of both. Like, you want to win, obviously. Like, but I don't know. It's some people just take it too seriously either way. Obviously,
Because-
they just fuck around too much and it's
Yeah.
just not fun, or they're too serious and it's obviously even worse fun. I think if they're like too serious about it.
Have you played enough to recognize those players that just run the discussions?
Like as soon as the body gets reported.
Like when those players die, like let's
Yeah.
say you got 10 people and 2 of them just do so well with like the investigation part and the questioning part.
Yeah.
When those guys die, dude, there's nothing. Like the thing comes up and it's like everyone's kind of waiting.
Quiet, yeah.
So where was the body?
I feel like
there's
I
no
might be one
teamwork.
of those like that always talks.
Yeah.
Like, in the reporting stage or whatever when somebody reports a body, because like, and it might seem sus. The dude's right. Like, it seems weird that I'm always talking.
Yeah.
But
you can't always be the imposter.
and I was never the imposter in any of these games.
How many
Never.
have you ever been the imposter?
Yeah, like once or twice for the times with you.
Yeah.
Once or twice, and it was the first few times I played the game.
It's hard.
So it wasn't good, dude. I wasn't good at it, and I don't even think I'm good at it still. Like, it is hard. Some people are fucking dope at it.
Oh yeah. I don't know strategies very well.
No.
I roll with
People
it and
use
improvise.
vents like they're fucking magic, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how they're so confident that nobody's gonna be on the other side of this vent.
Yeah, but well, so the vents work when you go under
Yeah,
a
you
vent.
hide. You can hide first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you can know.
But still, like,
You can get walked
if
up
you
on
kill-
after.
That's what I mean. Like, if you dip into a vent, let's say after killing somebody, and somebody's waiting, and but I don't know. Like, when I think about it now, it doesn't seem too bad. But like when I've tried it, it's just everything goes wrong.
Yeah, I hate playing. Not I hate, but like when I'm playing and I'm the imposter, and I'm having to blatantly bullshit,
Yeah.
and my eyes are brown with how much shit I'm actually trying to trudge through to convince these people that no, it's me, that it's not me.
Yeah.
When I know it's me, it's a weird feeling,
Yeah.
when you're trying to convince someone like, no, I swear to God,
Yeah, dude.
it was not me, and then you have to make stuff up. That's a
And,
weird
dude,
feeling.
It's a weird game sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're playing with and what you're comfortable kind of doing. Like, sometimes reverse psychology works big time in this game.
Right.
Depending on how gullible the people you're playing with are, it works big time. Like, you can nonchalantly just act like I don't fucking know. I was over here. Just kidding. I fucking killed the dude. And the dude could be like, oh, he was fucking joking. And then you would never be voted for that game, probably.
Yeah.
And also, it depends, obviously, if there's 2 imposters or 1. Like, if you're the only one and you're kind of arguing, like, how many people just do this need to be? Or it's just custom, right?
So Yeah, when you have 10 players, you want to have 2 imposters.
At least, yeah.
I've never played with 3. I think it would be a little bit dominating. You'd have to have some really good players if you want to have 3 imposters.
Is there the max 10 people for each game?
Max is 10 people right now.
So 3 with 10, that's a lot. Yeah.
That is a lot because the percentage there.
Jeez.
I mean, once with 2 imposters, once you get 2 people alive, the game's over.
Yeah.
So there can be 4 people alive, 2 of them imposters. So all you have to do is kill 6 people.
Yep.
And then the game is over.
Yep.
Based off of odds and numbers. So if you have 3 people, I mean, I think that you only have to kill 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 people with 3 people.
Yeah.
So it would be hard.
It is. No, it seems hard. Obviously, if it's a veteran group.
Yeah.
Among Users.
Among Us.
No, when it came out and I played with you, I did enjoy it. Trust me. But I just didn't have a group of people that played it, and I kind of didn't like obviously the multiplayer by yourself is just terrible. You know, just blue sauce, vote off.
Yeah.
So I never did that.
That's a good time to practice actually being imposter.
I guess it might be a good time, if you get imposter to just practice killing and not getting caught immediately. Right off the rip.
And learning tasks and stuff.
That might be a good. Tasks are easy, dude. I don't get the learning curve with those. They're so fucking easy. What's hard? Which one's hard?
Oh, dude, I hate wires.
Wires?
I hate wires.
It's matching colors, bro.
I know.
I can do that shit in a half second.
Well, that's great.
Time, dude.
You're such a
Each
good
time.
crew member.
Do you play on a phone or do you play on your laptop?
I started off on a phone.
Dude, wires on a phone would be easier. You just fucking...
No, wires are my least favorite because you're doing them in so many different spots.
Well, yeah, you do them 3-4 times a fucking game. It's annoying. It gets annoying for sure, but that's the easiest one.
The ones that drive me crazy are card swipe.
Card swipe never works. I do it 8 times. And it's like, beep.
It's a speed.
No, it is. It's the speed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I was like, okay, I'll take it slow. Beep. And I'm like, just fucking murder me. Where is he? Just fucking cut my throat.
The one where you have to drag. I don't know if you've seen this one. I don't know the map names.
Spaceship?
The one where you have to drag. The spaceship is not so bad, but there's one where you have to drag it through a maze. And on the mobile, that's impossible because your finger's so big.
Oh, so you can't see how...
You can't see where you're going.
With the mouse, your pointer is so precise.
Yeah.
Well, see, yeah, if you're on a phone, for sure, it's fucking thick.
Oh, it's impossible.
And like an iPad would be easier, but yeah. No, those would be annoying.
I always skip those. Always skip those. Yeah. No, I knew we weren't going to win with tasks, so I just kind of let them know in the meetings. It's over.
Oh, God. Yeah, see, I've never had any issue with tasks. Ever. Not a single one. I mean, card swipe, like I said, is annoying as fuck.
What about the rotating one that goes boop?
That one's annoying, too.
In electrical, yeah.
But it's not bad. It's just... Dude, the tests are annoying. I've had, some of my friends are like, how the fuck do I do this test? And I'm like, what do you mean? How do you do it?
It's logic.
You do it.
Yeah.
It might be annoying or difficult, meaning the card swipe is difficult to do because
of time. Yeah.
But it's not hard to literally do. But some people just like, how the fuck do I do? I don't know, dude. I don't get the difficulty with it.
It's a good game.
People are stressed. They're like, where's the killer? Wires yellow, blue, green.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of
Nice.
Wow, that was not great. Not great.
Nice.
There's a lot of interesting memes and videos that people put together just from Among Us.
No, the game the game will stick around for a while. It had its popularity peak at the moment, at least for the past year. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere because it just the multiplayer is shit if you're solo queuing just random people. But people will always play it with their friends, whether or not it's for a long time and all that stuff. It'll stick around for a while. Yeah. I think that's cool. They'll add more maps.
I think they should bring it to a joystick platform. I think that would be fun on a console. Because the joystick is smooth.
Isn't it on the Switch?
Yeah, it's on Switch.
So it is on a console, but not the big consoles.
Not the big ones.
The bigger one, which I guess the Switch is one of the biggest ones. It
definitely
is. Yeah. And it's portable, which is the biggest thing, dude.
It's kind of I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the Switch.
Do you have a Switch?
I don't own a Switch. Do you?
Do I.
No.
I wanted one, obviously years ago, but I don't think I would enjoy it as much because obviously I'm a PC player, so
yeah,
I don't use controllers as much anymore. So
Maggie's been wanting a Switch for a long time, and
what does she want to play?
What does she want to play? I don't know. Mario games. She likes playing games, but now the games these days are just so sweaty and competitive sometimes.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But I get, an average person just like, I just want to chill out and just fucking play a game.
That's why I got so easily hooked on RuneScape, Old School RuneScape again, is because I was playing Apex for probably, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 years straight.
And just crying every game you lose. And
Yeah,
just
but
like, this fucking sucks.
hands are starting to get sore, you know, and just
I get it, dude.
Such a sweaty game that RuneScape was just the perfect landing spot because I could set the tempo.
Which is weird because like RuneScape's usually an extreme for a lot of or like too extreme for some people because like it's such a grind, you know. Like,
oh, it is super grindy.
Like it's so, when you think about it, boring in some ways. If for you, and I mean it's boring for me, and I've been playing the game for 15 years or whatever. But like I get like the extreme of Apex or any sort of FPS tactical, you know, competitive shooter, because I play Valorant a lot on PC and it's fucking insane, you know. And RuneScape is just it's chill, you know. And like do whatever the fuck you want.
You can have a conversation when it comes to RuneScape, where versus Apex, someone walks in, you're like, what do you need? What? And then if you die, oh, dude, if I die when someone walks in, or even if one of the dogs walk in, they're just like walking under my point of view and like at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
It's distracting enough to where if I die, I want to put them up for adoption. And if someone comes in,
out of my house.
If someone comes in, they're like, "Hey, dinner's ready," and I die,
dude,
I'm not hungry.
Because obviously, like, if I'm not working for a day and I don't have any appointments, I'll play some comp games, you know. And I'm in there, and she's working out here, and she'll get up for a break or something, and just come in there to ask me
hey,
questions.
What's going on?
What's
How
for
you
dinner?
doing?
I'm on break for 15 minutes, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there and I'm playing, and she comes in and I'm like, I take this off, and I'm like, hey babe, and she's like, can you talk? And I'm like, no, I'm kind of in a game, and she's like, okay, well, I just wanted to, and I'm like, yeah, I can listen, but I just, it might seem like I'm not listening, and I don't want to be rude.
Oh, I'm not listening.
I don't want to seem rude, so and I might die, and I'll be like, okay, I can listen for a second, but it is like those types of comp games you need your full attention, whether for battle royales like Apex, 30 minutes for a game, 40 minutes for a game.
Where when you die, the game's pretty much over until you're spawned back in if they grab your tags.
If they can res you, for sure.
Yeah.
And my game is a tactical FPS, so it's just search and destroy, like from Call of Duty, just the whole game. So I'll die, but I could get rezzed in this game, but it might be like a minute before I'm back to playing. So like I have a little bit of time in between, but it's still it takes all your attention. RuneScape, on the other hand, unless you're doing some PVM against, if you're doing a Slayer task, you might be able to walk away for a second, but something else you might have to have your attention there, but everything else is just chill.
Like if you're researching in the Grand Exchange and trying to figure out how to flip and make money or whatever, then you do need to pay attention, and if you're fighting. But if you're actually grinding like PvE stuff, or if you're actually just kind of doing a skill, you can just watch whatever.
Dude, I remember a long time ago, when RuneScape Mobile came out, I was on my iPad and I was doing thieving so I could do some sort of quest. I forgot. I was trying to get a requirement for it. And I was in Karen, which is, I don't know if you remember, you texted me, like a place where you were at.
Oh, that place is scary.
You were like, how the fuck did I get here?
That place is weird.
And I was like, dude, you're in Karen. Like, did you take the boat over? And you did take the boat over, but you were like, I don't know how I got here. Like,
I don't remember.
And I was like, dude, yeah, that's a new-ish place. But I was over there because there was a fruit stall that there's just two next to each other. And I could just be like this, watching something on Netflix, just tapping. And I would just thieve with my tabs. It was basically AFKing.
Basically.
All I had to do like this. And I was getting like decent thieving XP, like 40-something K an hour, and I was like, dope. So I did it for like a couple hours and got my levels and barely had to do shit.
I didn't know about the space thing. Was the spacebar thing added eventually, or was it always a thing?
You mean for like the menu system? Like,
right.
It's when you press space, it just goes through? That's been, I can't remember how long it's been. It's been a long time. Because like, when I cook, so I bought 99 Cooking out of Wines. And by the way, can I get a seltzer?
Bev.
Let me get a seltzer. Ooh. So we got some Bud Light seltzer, no sponsor.
Beverly.
Some lemon lime here. Ooh.
I always feel weird buying a skill. I always feel like I should at least be coming out even.
Some sort of profit
or making profit, yeah.
So, yeah, wines are terrible. There is no profit because the ingredients are jugs of water, which are basically free, and then you buy grapes. Grapes are what cost money. They're not any sort of money. Like, they don't cost a lot. But obviously,
in quantities.
So in my bank right now, like I think I'm 90 cooking, or 89 or something like that. It's a pretty high level. But I still have like 14,000 wines or jugs of water and grapes in my bank. So that's how many I need for 99. But you bring out 14 grapes and 14 jugs of water in your inventory, half and half, and then you just kind of click, and you press. I have something holding space down on my keyboard.
I
So
know you
all I
mentioned
need
that.
is one hand, and all I need to do is click, because you can in your bank you can do withdrawal 14. So all I'm gonna do is click on wine, or click on the jugs of water, click on the grapes, and it withdraws 14 of each.
My first
Good,
left
dude.
click is always all. I don't know how I got
You can
that.
change it, dude.
Can you?
Oh yeah, dude.
I don't remember it being like that.
When you're in your bank at the bottom, there's going to be withdrawal, and it'll say X, so you can pick as many as you want to withdraw every single left click, or you can do all, and then there'll be some options there.
Sick. I gotta change that.
No, dude, for sure, yeah. I mean, change it to one most of the time, obviously, if you just want to click and just get one. But yeah, I usually have it to 14 because that's every time I do cooking, or I just right click and say all or one or whatever. Or if there's only a singular item, it can stay at 14 because it takes out one. So yeah, man, I still got a lot of cooking to go, but I'll just AFK that every now and then. And
Are you
show
going
them
for
that-
99? Is that your goal?
Yeah, I bought it, so eventually, but
Yeah.
it's there. I have 99 cooking in the bank. It's just it takes a long time.
Yeah.
You can only make 14 wines. I don't know how long it takes for the inventory, and then I think I told you, wines take time to ferment. So you can make 14 in your inventory. You can put them in the bank, and then as soon as you start your next inventory,
What's the item called when it's fermenting?
fermenting wine or unfermented wine.
Okay.
And it'll chill in your bank, and it'll take 9 seconds, I think, 9 or 10 seconds, and there'll be a counter, because I use a client for RuneScape, RuneLite, and
Heard about it.
yeah, so it'll tell you, and so if you start fermenting another batch of wine, it'll just reset that counter, so you can ferment thousands of wines if you want, and just get one big chunk of XP, which is cool. It's kind of a gratifying thing to get like 800,000 XP in just one time, instead of like 10k here, 10k here, 10k here, over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty easy way to get.
Do you have any
cooking XP.
99 skills right now?
No, it's because I haven't played that much, so I think cooking's my highest, just because, like I said, I bought it and I'm getting up there. Slayer might be my second highest. I think it's 85, 84, 85. Attack is like 84, something like that. I have a lot of mid 80s levels at the moment, and yeah, it's just chilling. I don't get on too often anymore, but
I know.
I mean, it's late. I get on late.
I know you don't get on very much. Yo, you gave me the money last weekend or the weekend before that.
Yeah, what'd you do with it?
I invested
What'd you do? Oh,
a
in
lot
what?
of it. I invested a lot of it into making steel bars.
I gave him 10 mil, everyone.
You gave me 10 mil. Check
Yeah.
this out. So the next morning, I hop on and I'm in the Grand Exchange, and this level 121 is like, trade me 1 mil and you'll be rewarded greatly.
Did you
I'm
give
like-
him 1 mil?
I'm like, okay, I know what you're doing. And he goes, first person to trade me 1 mil gets rewarded greatly. And I'm like, look, I didn't make this money.
You son of a bitch.
Not like I earned it super hard, so let me just see what it's all about. And so I trade him. And I give him 1 GP.
One.
I give him 1 GP. And he's like, LOL. And he runs away. And then I think about it. I'm like, okay, look, this guy is a level 121. He's not a level 3, not a low level. He's put time into the game.
Yeah.
So that bought my trust right there. So I run over, and I'm like, all right, here you go. Boom. And I give him 1 mil.
Yeah.
And he says, add me. And so I add him. And then he's like, hey, man, you made the right decision. I'm putting together a Reddit video talking about how,
No.
I'm putting together a Reddit video talking about how RuneScape users are still trustworthy, And he's like, yeah, this is cool. You should follow me here. And I'm like, okay. And I was about to say, where does the trust part come in?
Yeah.
I gave you 1 mil.
Exactly.
I've trusted you. When does that come in? But we're messaging.
Oh, wow.
We're
Wow.
messaging via
Yeah.
the chat, so it's not public.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, my public thing is like flashing because obviously people are talking.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he goes, scammed GG. Ha! Scammed with a K, GG. But I go to my public chat afterwards, and I'm like, trying to study what I was reading. I scroll up, and I see a bot that comes in and says his name, RNG whatever, is using hacks to do this. Do not trust him or trade him. I'm like, oh my
That was
God.
my money.
Yeah.
That was my money.
Hey, you give him the money, you lose the money.
I gave you 10 mil. You threw away 1 mil that easily.
So here's what I did. I went out and I made these steel bars and I made 800K. So
you didn't really lose much. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, I can't do anything else until I make that money back because I feel like an idiot.
Oh, God. Dude, don't ever give anybody money in the Grand Exchange asking for money.
I don't know.
It's me.
Give
me back my 10 mil.
I just thought, so I still have. I think I invested into a dwarf cannon with that, and then
Good investment.
that's pretty much it.
That's a good investment.
Working on the Slayer.
Hey, dude. Hey, do it. Make so much money in Slayer.
Yeah.
And you'll level up.
I don't make shit in Slayer, being like
not
a
at the
level
moment.
40.
What do you? 40's not bad.
Maybe like a 30
What
or
master
40.
are you using right now?
Huh?
What Slayer master? Who do you go get your task
The
from?
guy with the red on his face.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Vanica? That's his name.
Yeah.
Vanica. In the sewers of Edgeville, dude?
He's in the sewers.
Oh, my God. Well, you're level 40. What can you get?
43.
Who can you get for level 40?
I'm level 43.
There's no way. Yo.
Well, there was the lady in the
Okay, so he
Edgeville.
has the 40. So he's level 40 required. I thought he was lower than that. Never
The
mind.
lady in Edgeville, the lady that gives you the wild tasks.
Yeah.
She gave me a few, and I did those.
Crystalla, right?
Yes, but then she wanted me to kill greater demons.
Yeah.
Me.
That's a really good task.
43.
Greater demons at what level? Like
80.
Like
They start at like 80.
Yeah, okay.
I can't do that. So
You don't have a silver light or whatever it's called? You know, have you not done Dragon
I
Slayer?
think I kept that. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. Oh, Demon Slayer, yeah.
Does it deal more damage?
Of course it does.
I just thought it was a quest thing.
It is, but like, so when you get higher level, you can get the Dark Light, which is even better.
Ooh.
So the Silver Light is a Demon Bane sword that is very effective against demonic creatures. So when you look at this, what does it do? Let me see. Why does it not show what it does? The max hit is increased by 60% against demonic monsters.
Yeah, but do you have to wield it?
Of course you do. You gotta be using it.
It doesn't seem like a very powerful tool.
Well, see, that's the thing. Its accuracy remains the same, but its max hit goes up by 60. So you might not hit as often, obviously, because it's not that. It's got 9 stab bonus, 14 slash. It's not the best, but 60% max hit. So you might not hit as much as another sword, but you're gonna hit harder than probably another sword. I don't know. It's not really worth it for you to use. I use a Dark Light against my demon tasks, like greater demons or black demons in the dungeons of Korand, whatever. But
Heard of it.
yeah, it's Slayer heaven, dude. It's everything.
Slayer heaven.
I love doing blood velds down there. You know what blood velds are?
Nope.
They're disgusting.
Sounds nasty.
They're nasty, dude. They got a tongue that comes out, and they're fucking. Ugh.
Kill the slimes. Those kinda
Slimes?
suck.
Slimes are dope, dude.
Yeah.
No drops. They don't drop shit.
No, they don't.
No.
I think they drop swamp tar.
Yeah, dude. They drop. They do.
I think they drop swamp
When
tar.
the fuck am I gonna use swamp tar?
I don't know.
No. I mean, eventually, like black demon tasks, they don't drop shit. I usually do them to get the whatever to fight the dude in Korand. I can't think of his name, but
David.
actually, it's pretty close. No, but blood velds are actually a pretty good task, depending on what you use to kill them. Like if you just pray the whole time, which I usually do, it's relatively expensive. Prayer potions are expensive, but I sometimes I make 600, 700K a task.
Shit.
And that's like an hour and a half. Not even.
Shit.
It's a decent amount of money, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm training, of course, at the time, so.
Right, no, it's Double whammy.
It's because they drop ensouled blood-veiled heads, which is used to train prayer with a different prayer book. I don't know if you know that. It's pretty cool way to train prayer, and they sell for like I think 3K a head, but they're very common. And then obviously they drop other random stackable shit, but it's good, dude. Slayer's a good way to do it. You should keep it up.
Slayer's a good task.
You're rich now, but whatever.
Rich.
You are, dude.
10 mil. I mean, there's definitely players with more.
Of course there is, but that's rich.
Is it?
I handed that shit to you, dude. Put 5 mil in some armor. Bronze.
Jesus.
No, don't do that. I mean, my armor's worth what, like?
Yeah, I can't wear anything worth that
90
though.
90 mil or some shit?
No, my stats are like 32 on my combat stuff.
What are you wearing?
Just
is that steel stuff?
Adamant gold stuff.
Oh, adamant, yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Adamant gold trim.
I'm getting ready to do the Dragon Slayer. I mean, I can't even wear anything.
You get the rune plate body, right?
I can't even wear anything rune, so it doesn't matter.
Not at the moment, but when you do get 40 defense, you can get the rune plate body instead of the chain body.
Combat is kind of boring to train. I feel like range and mage.
Range is it was always my favorite back in the day.
Yeah.
I was always like a range main, like that I preferred range. Nowadays, I'm kind of iffy. Like, I do like magic a lot. Like, I train magic with, like, Ice Barrage. Because it's just fun, you go and you go against Dust Devils and you just barrage 10 of them at once and you get so much XP.
Yeah.
It costs some money. It's expensive to train like that, but
yeah.
It's just, and then you can just alch whenever you want.
I just feel like I've played more time with armor on and actually swinging a sword and have leveled slower than maging and hanging out for 1 hour and leveling like 30 levels.
Well, when you think about it, like range, obviously you got darts and shit that you can train faster with because you throw them so fucking fast. But then you train with like a whip, like an abyssal whip, when you get level 70, of course. Before that, you could just train with a rune scimitar the whole time. And then you get 60, you get a dragon one, and then that's the best training weapon until you get 70 and you get a whip, or you get something else if you want to train defense. But it's slower, but you hit harder. It's fun to hit, higher. It's fun to hit shit. So
I like hitting harder.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of melee Slayer tasks, so yeah.
Well, it's been a good run. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes.
I think that's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around this long.
Yeah, first one. Hopefully it was good.
Yeah, the first of many to come. You have been listening to Not a Problem with Jake and Nick. We will see you next time.
See you next time.